riding. You'd love me as long as you wanted. And then someday you'd leave me.
Greetings, everybody. My name is drcturkleton, and welcome to Beat the Cock. This is a triathlon in San Andreas in Palomino Creek near Red County, and it's fun. It takes forever. Your hands will be sore. I gave some tips out in the last video, and I don't really think it's necessary for this one. If you want some tips, you can listen to the one before. But overall, it's just if you know how to run in the game, you can do this effectively. And if your stamina is all the way up to the top, that's going to make you a whole lot better in this. That's basically what it's based on. But I wanted to talk about the things in Grand Theft Auto and all the games that I've played, meaning 3, Vice City, Liberty City Stories, San Andreas, and Grand Theft Auto 4, and Lost in the Damned, but not Ballad of Gay Tony. I wanted to talk about my favorite features within the games, my favorite missions, and my favorite characters overall. Just what I think is cool, something to talk about over top of this. And if you guys have any opinions as to the missions, the characters, the features, whether you think it's something I said that is stupid, let me know. You tell me what the best thing is. I'll be like, all right, let's talk about it. Or if you want to agree with me or something like that, I don't really care. It's just fun to see comments and stuff like that. But anyway, yeah, what's going on? My favorite features overall within all these games would have to be, I really like the customization aspect of things. I like to buy property. That is a big thing. Being able to use the money for something. And I know that within Grand Theft Auto 5, it's something that was exciting to me to hear that they were saying, you will have things to spend your money on. I get that, but for there to not be property, especially with a guy who is rich, I suppose he does have a family, so his family can't be all over the place. That would kind of be a little strange. If it just depends on how the game is. I haven't seen it yet, but it just seems silly to me, a little silly to me, to have a guy with all this money and he's older, and why wouldn't you buy property when you have all this money? And especially since you had it before and it worked so well before, these properties you could go into and they looked different in each house. It kind of, I don't know, it felt good to own something like, oh, this is my house, rather than the Johnson family home that you go to all the time. It's really cool to have something unique. And if we're gonna be spending money on things, I feel like, I don't know, it has to be a lot. There has to be a lot of clothes. Actually be able to buy cars. That would be something really awesome. Because it just feels silly when you have all this money, like millions of dollars, literally, and all you can buy is guns. Like, there's no way that you're gonna spend all your money on guns, especially if you're somebody who puts in cheats or kills people and picks up more money for the guns. How do you have to gamble it away, basically. So yeah, I really like to be able to buy things and customize things like the cars and your own character. But I guess for other things, other features that I really liked were garages. Actually having a garage. I understand how the parking spaces worked in Grand Theft Auto 4. It's kind of a city, and that's where you would park your cars. Or at least I've never lived in a city, so I'm not entirely sure. I don't think garages are banned in cities or anything, but it seemed a little more realistic. But I really like garages because I don't know, realism, I guess. When you have your house, a house that you bought, maybe it's just something that kind of tags along with all this nostalgia from San Andreas or something, but when you buy a house, and it's a game almost based on driving cars. It's one of the biggest features in the game. You'd think you'd have a garage, but I don't know. Garages are cool. I guess that's kind of one of the strangest things somebody has said for like their favorite feature in a game. You know what? I really like the garages. I really like them. But yeah, I like the garages. Another thing, I like vehicles that like a bike or something like that, or um, like the pizza scooter, the pizza guy scooter that you could use in Vice City, things like that. They're a little offbeat, but they're things that you would find in real life. Golf carts, bring the golf carts back. Those were fun. All the things that would normally be left out of a game that get put in there. It's something, a little touch of real life. It usually makes it that much more awesome for me. Like another thing, like the phone in Grand Theft Auto 4 and your beeper in 3 and stuff like that. It's cool. I really like that. Like, that's a really cool way to show you that you have a mission, or like how they did it in 4 to put cheats in. I never really even used the cheats, but that seems cool. Rather than having to punch or like push a bunch of buttons and like get the cops on you because you had to push a shoot button or something. But and the way that you could actually call people, call your friends and stuff like that. And you could turn like the privacy on so nobody can call you. Like, as realistic as the phone is, I think it's beyond nuts that you could turn it off so that none of your friends like Roman could call you to go bowling. I just think that right there was just so awesome. But yeah, other features other than that, I would say the fact that you have insane jumps put around all over around the city. And not only that, not every jump is an insane jump. So it's like you do a big jump, okay, you use the world to your advantage. It wasn't exactly something set out for you to do. Oh, look at this ramp on top of these barrels that I jumped. Like, obviously that's for you to jump on. But when you find something else that you jump on and get, a high score for whatever you did, that was awesome. I loved getting the stunt bonuses. I know Grand Theft Auto 4 doesn't have that, and I don't think Grand Theft Auto 5 will, but it's cool to be able to, do some sort of crazy spin, not over a specific jump, and get some sort of bonus for it, or at least like recognition, rather than having to go look it up and look at your stats and see like, oh, I spun this many times. Why not put it right on the screen for like 5 seconds or something like that? And you could turn that on and off maybe. But I know this is kind of becoming more of what I want to see in Grand Theft Auto 5 that I've seen in the previous games, but I don't know. Fight me. I don't care. And I guess there's a few different features that I like, is being able to eat food. That seems cool to me. I mean, they should put a little bit more variety. In San Andreas, the fact that you could eat all that different food, and even the fact that you could throw up was cool. So to wrap up the features, everything I like about it is basically everything you can do in real life. So why don't I just live my life? But as for missions throughout all the games that I've played, man, I don't know. I really like the heist mission in San Andreas when you rob the casino. That one was a fun one. I liked to, man, trying to think, like, there's just like images popping into my head of all my memories from San Andreas, or not San Andreas, yeah, mostly San Andreas actually. But in Grand Theft Auto 3, the very last mission was a fun one for me. I liked that whole side of the map, that third island in Grand Theft Auto 3. So it was really cool driving around the dam, and I'm not really gonna give too much of a spoiler to it, but it was a great ending. Vice City, a little funny story. I'm not exactly sure how that game ends, because when there's a mission at some point where you have to save the guy, or like the junkyard guy. I'm pretty sure he has red hair or something like that. You go pick him up in a Hummer or a Patriot, and then it's like woozy driving for some reason. The driving is like all woozy, and I don't know. After I finished that mission, nothing popped up for me. There was no mission icon or anything like that for me to go complete. There was no telephones for me to go answer and get a mission from. It was just blank, and none of the credits rolled. I didn't get a bunch of money for it or anything like that. So I was like, what in the heck just happened? What do I do? And off of that save state on my PlayStation 2, that eventually got lost, and I just never got around to completing the game. So for Vice City, I didn't get to play the last mission, but my favorite mission from Vice City, would probably be where you go to take over. I think his name is like Ricardo or something like that. I don't know if that was in any way like racist to say that his name might have been Ricardo, but I feel like it's Ricardo. I know he was like Spanish, or at least spoke with a Spanish accent. Um, but taking over that mansion was, I don't know, way too awesome. Like me and Lance Vance just tearing it up. Um, yeah, it's a fun game. And other than that, Grand Theft Auto 4 had really cool missions in it. I'm trying to think of what was happening when you like go steal a bunch of diamonds and stuff like that. That heist towards the end, I want to say somebody dies. I don't remember if it was one of the missions that somebody could die and somebody couldn't die, and whatever happens happens. Like it can go either way. But I'm pretty sure some lady died. And I mean, I haven't played these Vice City, Grand Theft Auto 3, and Grand Theft Auto 4 extensively story-wise, or at least through it like multiple times. Grand Theft Auto 3 I did twice, Vice City I didn't, and Grand Theft Auto 4 I did, I think, 2 or 3 times. But I don't know, man. I just didn't pay attention. I guess I didn't pay attention, but there's some other fun missions out there, like the side missions within Grand Theft Auto, which I guess could be more like a feature, like these triathlons and going to school, doing this driving school missions and the boating school missions and stuff like that. All those missions are super awesome. Um, and man, if I had to pick one more, I don't know if I don't know if I could. Wait. Um, huh. Yeah, yeah, no, I think I'm good. I guess I'll just leave a comment if I think of something random that really, didn't stick out to me. But anyway, sorry for all that hoeing and humming and thinking. But for my favorite characters in these games, I'd say that CJ is one of my favorite, mostly because he was the one that you could walk around and say things to other people. You could decide whether or not you wanted to say something positive or negative, which was super awesome. He kind of seemed to have a little bit more personality. He wasn't so much of a, like, pardon my French, but a badass. He wasn't so much of that dude who just killed everything. He was kind of like a normal guy, just trying to, doing what he had to do to make sure that the game is awesome. I don't know, but it was really fun to be CJ. I think that Woozy Moo was one of my more favorite characters as well. He was funny to me, and he's the only one in a game so far, I think, that has beaten me in a game within the game. I think it was the mission when you didn't quite know how to swim yet, in the second island on San Andreas, and you had to go learn to swim more. And within the cutscene, he like beats you in some sort of game, and it's funny because he's blind. But there's a few other ones like Truth. Truth was funny to me because he's so out there. Within Grand Theft Auto 3, I'd say 8 Ball. He was cool. My hands are all messed up, so you better drive, brother, or something like that. I don't remember. It's been a while, but yeah, 8 Ball is a real cool guy. And within Grand Theft Auto 4, I really like Roman. I mean, as much as people say like he's annoying for calling your phone all the time and stuff like that, he's a cool guy. I mean, he's my cousin in the game, and you gotta love him. Um, he says some pretty funny things, and when it comes to like being that like macho man like I was talking about before, Brucey would probably top it all off. Little Jacob is a cool guy too because he seemed to have a lot of wisdom. But Brucey is nuts. He's an animal, and any text that I get from him within the game seriously makes me laugh. I don't know what it is about him, but he's an animal, yeah. And overall, Grand Theft Auto is an awesome game, and I know that a lot of this stuff that I said really holds no water because, or hold it really holds no marshmallows, holds no weight because, I'm not somebody who is up there in any sort of video game status, but for me, as somebody who plays these games and loves these games, and I put a lot of time into these games, probably way too much. And if I would have done it with something like golf or something like that, I'd probably be really good. But I'd rather be good at these games, I suppose. As you can see here, like I was saying before, if you jump and you keep jumping, your sprint will regenerate, and then you can keep running. You don't have to stop and take a breather or run real slow and get caught up by this guy in the crazy shorts. So, yeah, I guess that's all I have to say. This is going to end pretty awesome. Uh, uh, it's going to end awesome, but, if anybody even watched it this far, thanks, that's cool. I don't really know what else to say. I guess this was just me rambling for a good 16 minutes. But whoever's here at the end of it, thanks for watching. Hope you guys have some sort of insight to put into this in the comments. I don't know. Other than that, I'm going to go eat some food. You guys have a good day. Yeah, I still got a few seconds here. Yeah, see you later, guys.